Good evening, race fans, and welcome here to Charlotte for tonight's We Love to Race. Do you love to race? Let's go racing in Charlotte 135. My name is Robert Hill Jr. Joining me tonight once again is William White. Will, how you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing very well. How about you, mate?
Doing really well this evening. Excited for another great round here in the Pit Pass Network ARCA series. As you can see now on the screen, tonight's race, 90 laps, no stages, and 4 sets of tires. Now, Will, so far this season, we've run 4 races. We've had 4 different winners: Jake Connor, Corey Abbott, Chase Cabre, and Tyler Dixon. Multiple guys getting their first career win here in the Elite Racing League tonight. Do we go for 5 in a row, or will we have our first repeat winner of the year?
I mean, it's easy to look at guys like Jake Connor, Corey Abbott as people who are, poised to try and take their second win of the season, but the top 3 in qualifying are already kind of showing their cards early as people who are really, really fast. And they have not won yet in Elite. Jimmy Hayden making his debut tonight, starting on the pole over a 10th clear of the rest of the field, so he will definitely be one to watch. So it's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Jimmy Hayden on the pole alongside his Abbott Motorsports teammate, Leighton Norgard there in row number 1. Row 2, Justin Wadsworth alongside Jay Connor. Corey Abbott in 5th alongside Daniel Martinez in row number 3. Michael Hossack, Harrison Talon in row 4. Jeff Green, the 2000 Busch Series winner, alongside the 87 of Andrew McCall, round out the top 10. Will, why don't you take us through here to position number 20?
Absolutely. Well, Caleb Pacuma in the 59 will accompany the 22 of Andrew Harcastle. They'll make up row 6. In P13 will be Brandon Ultra in the 45. Alongside him will be Hunter Smith in the 54. Tyler Skordensky will round out the top 15 in the 06 car, and last week's Daytona winner will start 16th, that's Tyler Dixon. Dylan Avir will start 17th in the 57, and Peruvian driver Carlos Acosta will start 18th in the 02. Rounding out the top 20 in row number 10 will be Connor Thompson and Jaden Racimus.
21st tonight, driving the number 17 out of the DLB Racing Camp, it's Bailey Mills alongside the 08 of Josh Smith. Row number 12 tonight, Frank Foti in the 41 alongside Kyle Simmons in car number 85. 25th, Gavin Higgins alongside Mark Rabilis there, with Dustin Dewar and Trey Holmes making up row number 14. Dave Carpenter and Jess Story round out the top 30.
Caleb Sheets will start 31st in the 26, and on his outside will be Kendall Noah Player in the number 94. 33rd will be Mitch Avir in the 58, and Canadian driver Dustin Haynes in the 3 in P34. 35th will be the 30 of Christopher Path, and alongside him will be the 98 of Robert Smith. Austin Sally will start 37th with Josh Osborne on his outside. Rory Collins and Jesse Racimus will round out our 40-car field for tonight's event.
Of course, Austin Sally, another driver making his Elite debut tonight. We'll see how he does. And just before we do get going, I want to give a shout out to the folks joining us tonight from the Twitch channel Bottom Split. We have Jordan Worth in the server tonight streaming his view from high above. I guess he thought this would be an interesting combination and wanted to make it happen. So twitch.tv/bottom split. Check that out at some point as well. Hopefully stay with us for the broadcast and then head over there and get the replay. Shout out tonight as well. David Tooker will be the race controller. But like you mentioned, Jimmy Hayden, Leighton Norgard up here on the front row. We'll see who can get it done. But before we get going here, Will, I'm going to let you take the floor. Who's your pick to get it done here at Charlotte?
I mean, it seems like I do this every week, picking one of my Abbott Motorsports teammates, but it is hard to overlook Jimmy Hayden over a 10th clear of the rest of the field, obviously accompanying his teammate in an Abbott Motorsports front row lockout. I think super quick in practice, the only driver to break the 29.2 barrier. I don't see anyone else winning but Jimmy Hayden tonight.
Jimmy Hayden, a solid pick to get the victory. Pace cars off. My pick tonight is going to come from that 10th or 5th row. It's going to be Jeff Green in car number 38. As we are underway, Jimmy Hayden on the loud pedal with a little push there from the 6 of Justin Wadsworth, already duking it out for that race lead. It's Hayden on the inside. Norgard slides back up on the high side. I believe we have an incident already, and it does involve Tyler Dixon. No, he is has just fallen out of the server, but Corey Abbott with an issue indeed here, Will. He's going to fall all the way outside of the top 5 to position number 19, so early drama there for the Abbott Motorsports namesake, but out front, his teammate and driver, Jimmy Hayden, leads the way here on lap number 2.
Yeah, that number 100 car is 100% on the loud pedal, got a decent start at the outside line, didn't seem to have as much grip up on the higher banking there. Justin Wadsworth able to take second place away from a Leighton Norgon, and Jimmy Hayden in these early laps looking to just make a comfortable gap, not burn up his tyres too much, as we know that when you're travelling in excess of 190 miles an hour, those right side tyres will get absolutely incinerated. As we see them get so close to the wall, a bit of smoke coming off of the outside wall, someone just tanked it with
Andrew McCall into the outside wall. And I do just want to give a quick shout out to the folks joining us in the YouTube chat tonight. Scott Crump, of course, champion here in Elite. He says tonight is Jeff Green's time to get it done. Watch for that 38 machine to possibly put it in victory lane. He's already up 4 spots to position number 5 as he welcomes Dana Martinez to the inside lane right there. Also, shout out to Ray Hanneman. He won the Truck Series opener at Daytona a couple weeks ago. He's also from my city right here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Fun fact. Shout out to you, Raymond. He's hoping for a street limit driver to get the victory tonight, so we'll see what happens there, but battle on for the lead as the caution comes out.
Yeah, it seems like a Leighton Norgon was just looking at his teammate Jimmy Hayden.
Oh,
Chris
Austin
Paff
Sally, Chris
Austin
Paff
Sally.
together.
Oh, Chris Paff's destroyed. Front left, all out of whack. We'll
Take a look and see what happened. As you mentioned, the Robilus Photography Replay Machine, robilusphoto.com for all your photography needs. Watching that 00 of Austin Sally. See if it starts back here with him. No. Oh.
Chris Paff. Oh.
What a hit right there. Let's back that up. Looks like Paff going to get together with Kendall Noah Player. Player wasn't playing around right here. He decided it was time for Paff to go around, gave Paff the old how you doing, send him around up into the wall. Austin Sally nowhere to go. Looks like his night is potentially done for the evening. Look at that left front there on the 30 of Paff. It is not moving whatsoever. He's going to take it pit side, and I believe he will call it a night. But now, taking a look here, the leader, Jimmy Hayden, Leighton Norgard, Justin Wadsworth, Jeff Green, and Jay Connor, the top 5. Harry Talon a little bit further back, teased the possibility of going down pit road, opted not to, but the first car that will come down is Abbott Motorsports driver Andrew Hardcastle.
Yeah, we know Andrew will try and get some different strategies going if he's not quite up at the front of the field, seeing if he can make something happen when he's not quite up there on raw pace. So be interesting to see how that strategy develops. Obviously he'll have one less set of tyres than the rest of the field early on, which could be disadvantageous, but if we get a long run, he'll be on slightly fresher rubber, might be able to come through the field here, so we'll have to wait and see.
Update from race control. It has been ruled a racing incident, so no tally issued to any of the drivers out there on the racetrack. Drivers that did hit pit road here, for those keeping score at home, Andrew Hardcastle, Dustin Doer, Trey Holmes, David Carpenter, Kendall Noah Player, Christopher Paff, and Austin Sally.
Yeah, we saw Sally and Paff just able to limp back to the pits, but I fear that those Gladiators are going to be in there for quite some time repairing those race cars. Obviously, Paff's left front was completely destroyed, with Austin Sally with some really extensive damage on that 00.
You know what I'd like to do here, Will? I'd like to talk to Andrew Hardcastle, see what his strategy is after he opted to come down pit road. Let's see if we can have a quick word with the driver of the 22.
I'd love to have that.
Andrew Hardcastle, is Robert and Will up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
We saw a bit of a different strategy there, opting to come down pit road. Why don't you walk us through your decision there to make that early pit stop?
I clipped to the wall coming out of coming out of 3, I think, and I just wanted to make sure I didn't have any damage since it's so early, so I was just taking care of the car.
Definitely not a bad idea. Come down, make sure that there's no heavy damage on that 22 machine. Still looks pretty good out there. How you feeling so far? Obviously still very early in the event, but what's your outlook for the rest of the race here?
Honestly, a lot of chaos. This car is a bit of a handful here, and seems like everybody's got their work cut out for them. Everybody's a little all over the place. So I expect more chaos before we get any decent runs here once people figure it out.
And Will, any questions here for Andrew before we get him back down to his teammates?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you mentioned all the chaos that's likely to happen with, Gen 4 Cup car at Charlotte. Obviously, a super fun combo, but super, super hard to drive, super hard to master. With having now one less set of tyres after pitting so early, is the emphasis now on survival and tyre conservation for the remainder of the race?
I still have all my tires. I didn't take any. It was just mainly to get that damage looked at in case there was anything. But it still is definitely all about survival, trying to make it through everybody. It's going to be fun.
Interesting.
Well, Andrew, before we let you go, any shout-outs you want to give here?
To the Abbott guys, except for Jimmy. Don't want to see him win more races than I already see him win, but it's all in good fun.
All right, best of luck to you. Let's get you back down there with your teammates and get set for the restart.
Thanks.
That is Andrew Hardcastle, driver of the 22 GameStop machine for Abbott Motorsports. Caution number 1 in the books here. It was Christopher Paff and Austin Sally coming together. We're going to try to get a word with Austin on the next caution. We'll see if he's around for a quick chat. But shout out to everyone tuned in here so far tonight on the YouTube channel. Pretty decent viewership thus far. If you got something you're cheering for, let us know. Let us know who you're watching. Maybe someone that could be a dark horse in the event here tonight. We're always on the lookout for the next great driver here in the Elite Racing League. But Will, we're going to get set to go green here once again momentarily as the pace car going to get set to make his way to pit road here as they work their way into turn number 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm interested to see this restart again, see if Leighton Norgard can have any better luck on that outside line. We saw him manage to get past Justin Wadsworth, get back that second place, and we saw him almost try and make a move for the lead on Jimmy Hayden just before the yellow flag came out. So maybe if Leighton Norgard could just hold that position at a turn 2 on the restart, he might have something for Jimmy very early on in the run, and we'll see how that fight develops over the course of the race.
And I'm already getting messages from Chad Frankenfield asking, who's that 100 car? That is Jimmy Hayden, a member of Abbott Motorsports, one of the big sponsors of the team, as well as the pace car's off. We are green. Jimmy Hayden on the loud pedal here. Outstanding restart for him. And we're wrecking already. Oh, no. Not what we were hoping for. It's Dave Carpenter, Rory Collins, and Trey Holmes all together here. Holmes just driving off. He's pulling that other car with him. Let's see what happened to bring out caution number 2.
Hardcastle's in it.
Watching Andrew Hardcastle here in the 22 machine. Big stack up on the inside lane. Andrew gets absolutely shipped right there. That was a major stack up. I believe that to be Mitch Javier on the inside lane. Stacks up Rory Collins into the back of him. Dustin Dewar into him. Sends him up the racetrack. Then Trey Holmes involved. Dave Carpenter, Rory Collins. Kendall Player does a nice job avoiding that one here. And we actually do have Austin Sally waiting here in pit road. Well, why don't we go ahead and pull him in for a quick word?
Absolutely.
Austin, it's Robert and Will up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, guys, how's it going?
Probably better for us than it is for you. Unfortunately, out of the race here already. Why don't you walk us through what you saw on the racetrack?
Man, I'll tell you guys this. It's a slick son of a gun out there. During practice, it was kind of a challenge being my first time out here. Trying to get that thing under control was interesting, and then saw that car come sideways, and I thought I could try to sneak down below him a little bit faster than I reacted, but obviously that didn't happen. So
now, of course, that's always going to come with experience. You're going to be able to dodge those wrecks a little bit easier the more racing that you do, but obviously only a couple laps in the books for you. Did you learn anything out here that might help you in future starts?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely spend some more time practicing, I'll tell you that.
That's what we like to hear. Next week, we're staying in Charlotte, but we're heading to the Charlotte Dirt Track. Will you be joining us for that one? And what's your outlook for the dirt race?
You know, I'm gonna give her a shot. As long as the old PC holds up, I'll be there.
Well, that's what we like to hear. Will, you got any questions here for Austin?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, not an ideal debut for the 00 machine, getting taken out so early. And, the Gen 4 Cup car is always going to be a handful, especially at a track such as Charlotte. But obviously, you live and you learn. What can we expect to see from you for the remainder of the season, if you decide to join us?
Definitely a lot of improvement. I got a great group of guys behind me, coaching me up. Trey Holmes, Ethan Burrell, Matthew Weeks. They've really helped me out the last couple of days, just kind of give me pointers. So I'm going to continue to learn and continue to try to improve.
Absolutely, some very established names in that list. So hopefully we'll be seeing you further towards the front of these things in the future.
Thanks, guys.
Best of luck in future starts here, Austin. Thanks for joining us. Well, Will, that was Austin Sally. Unfortunately, an early exit to his debut here tonight, but hopefully we see him back out here in the near future. I'm sure we will, as he is part of that Pro Edge group, and they love to help develop up-and-coming drivers here in the Elite Racing League. But let's take a quick look at the top 10 as we are currently working caution number 2. It's Jimmy Hayden out front in his debut, just ahead of the 12 machine of Justin Wadsworth. Third place car here, Leighton Norgard. Leighton's the 12. The 6 was Justin Wadsworth. Jay Connor in the 9, currently runs in position number 4. Daniel Martinez in 5th, driving the number 83 machine. Jeff Green driving the 38 machine in position number 6. Michael Hosick there in 7th in car 24. Harrison Talon, number 1, in position number 8. The 87 of Andrew McCall in car 87 in 9th. And Hunter Smith driving the 54 rounds out the top 10. Light should be off on the pace car this time by... And hopefully we're able to get a couple of green flag laps in. We'll see what we can do this time. But obviously, drivers really battling grip here tonight. Will, we saw that in practice. We saw it in qualifying as well. Everyone just trying to find the correct balance to be able to keep their car under them here tonight. A very challenging combination of the Gen 4 car and Charlotte. This was a sunset race that, of course, is already under the lights, so that just adds to the slickness. And actually, let's take a quick gander at the track temperature here this evening. It is 79 degrees Fahrenheit, so a rather chilly racetrack as well. That definitely doesn't help when it comes to the grip.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to see these cars start to fishtail coming off the corners, turn 2 and turn 4. You're going to see them getting loose, obviously, traveling in excess of 195 miles an hour going into turns 1 and 3. They are going to be driving it deep into the corners, and they're going to be doing everything to try and keep it in line and, avoid crashing. It's so easy to do, as we've seen, obviously, with our 2 safety cars already this evening.
Yeah, 2 safety or pace cars, as we've seen thus far. Of course, Will joining us from over the pond here tonight with his fancy lingo from the F1 world.
Yeah. Well, I've started to adopt some of the US lingo, but I'm trying to.
All right, we need your southern accent here, Will.
Oh, you want me to do? Okay. Well, I need a specific person. I don't have a good Southern American accent on me.
I don't know.
Do a Darryl Waltrip maybe?
Yeah, do a Darryl Waltrip here when we go green.
Okay. Okay, no, that's not happening. No, that's just not happening. That's just no.
Nice
I
try.
can't get in the zone quick enough. I can't get in the zone quick enough.
You thought about it.
I'd have to practice that one.
You sounded like a terrible Halloween decoration right there. As Jimmy Hayden gets a great job, Justin Wadsworth gonna fall back on the high side. Leighton Norgard able to jet by on the inside lane. Here comes Jay Connor to the inside of Wadsworth. Wadsworth up on the high side. That's side by side for third. We see Frank Foti falling back a little bit towards the tail of the field. Bailey Mills, Caleb Pecumer right there as well. This is a gaggle of race cars back here outside of the top 15, but back up front, we're watching the battle for second. It's Jay Connor. He gets by a Leighton Norgard. Norgard gonna look for an opportunity to get by him once again, while also holding off Justin Wadsworth. But we're watching Hunter Smith here at the tail of the top 10. He just got by Andrew McCall as Kyle Simmons gonna have a blinking moment of his own. He's gonna exit the race. McCall under pressure here from a lot of cars. That's Tyler Skordensky, Jaden Racimus, and Dylan Javier. Just behind him is down on the inside lane. Here comes Skordensky. Tyler Skordensky gonna take the spot from Andrew McCall. Works his way into the top 10 here on lap number 16, Will.
Yeah, they're giving it everything on the outskirts of the top 10 here, trying to get every position they can. Tyler Skordensky powers past Hunter Smith into turn 1 and turn 2. Hunter Smith with not much of a reply. We'll see Christopher Paff there on the inside, not really in the way. Hunter Smith might look to the inside, decides to back off early. We'll see if he tries to get the run off the corner. The 54 car running now in 10th place. We'll see him start to single file out now on the outskirts of the top 10.
Another battle on the racetrack. Corey Abbott gets by Jaden Racimus. Now Racimus under pressure from Dylan Javier. Javier looks to the inside, not able to get there. Jaden Racimus closes that door. Now he has his sights set on Corey Abbott. Jaden Racimus having another solid run here tonight in the Pit Pass Network ARCA Series. Just behind him, you see it right there, Franklin Fody. Fody comes alive. He dips up to the high side. That's Carlos Acosta and Caleb Pecumer just ahead of him. Jess Story goes by Fody on the inside, side by side. Just at the tail, Christopher Paff head pit side once again. As we jump back up to the front, battles on for the lead.
Yeah, see Jay Connor powering through on that restart. Already got from 4th to 2nd in just a lap and a half. Now looking to the inside of race leader Jimmy Hayden, who really hasn't been challenged so far all night long. We'll see if Jimmy's looking for a more long-term run. We'll see if Jay Connors is trying to get to the front as quickly as he can. Maybe anticipating another yellow. We'll see Jimmy Hayden now again to a comfortable 10th and a half lead. But Jay Connor going to have the slipstream down the back straight. But Leighton Norgard not giving him any breathing room as Leighton looks to the inside, thinks better of it for the time being, going to slot into 3rd. But Justin Wadsworth, also can't count him out. He's in P4.
Can't count him out as of yet. Norgard does tap the wall, gets passed by Justin Wadsworth. Will. Here comes Dan Martinez. Martinez to the inside of Norgard, now works his way up to 4th as Rabilis goes around. That's the big one. Bailey Mills, Carlos Acosta. Oh, somebody just drove through that like they didn't give a crap. Josh Osborne.
Dustin Haynes, I think that was.
I just felt like Chris Wright right there calling someone out, but Josh Osborne just went through that like no tomorrow. Let's see if we can get another look at that one. Multiple cars involved. Caution number 3 here on lap number 20. Osborne gets a piece of it. Acosta looks like it might have started around Carlos Acosta. He gets a little bit loose up on the high side. Oh, Frank Fody. I think it was Frank Fody that actually triggered this one.
Yeah, it seemed like as Carlos Acosta got a little bit loose off the corner, so they'll take avoiding action.
Fody hits the grass.
The grass just comes straight back up. Ultra and innocent bystander.
Bailey Mills, Mark Rabilis, Gavin Higgins.
Goes flying.
I believe Robert Smith got a... Yeah, he got a piece of that one.
Gavin Higgins was the one who got hit, not Dustin Haynes.
I want to back that up and watch Josh Osborne come here very, very late on the scene, in my opinion. But, of course, could have been wrong. Let's see. Watching the 07 of Osborne. The wrecking already begun up there. You see, he actually does hit the brakes. Just, I believe Higgins slides back down in front of him, brings out caution number 3 of the day. Pretty much everyone pits except for Jimmy Hayden and Dustin Dewar here. Caution number 3 on lap 22. They take a pit stop. We're going to take a pit stop as well. We'll be right back on the Elite Racing Network. This is the We Love Racing. Do you love racing? We love to race. Do you love to race? Let's go racing at Charlotte 135. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
And we are back here. Caution number 3 underway. Contact with Frank Foti and a bunch of other cars leads to this one. Will, we've been asked to view the onboard of the 16 machine of Connor Thompson. Let's take a look now and see what he had to see.
Yeah, riding aboard Connor Thompson on the outside of another car. I believe that is CSC 99
So you
Mark
can
of Violet
see
there.
Frank Foti get down to the grass right there. That's what triggers the incident. Comes up. He can't see anything right now. Connor Thompson there. Now you can see the wreck goes high, goes low. There's Bailey Mills. Mark Wow. What a...
Can he dodge Brandon Ultra? Yes, he can.
Wow. That's just luck right there.
That's
for
impressive.
Connor Thompson. Impressive indeed, but pure
very
luck.
lucky.
Pure luck.
Oh, yeah.
Right
Kept
there.
it straight and prayed, but it worked. So,
Absolutely. As we take
Big
a quick
applause
look at
for
the
Connor
top
Thompson.
10, Jimmy Hayden, Dustin Dewar, Justin Wadsworth, Jake Connor, and Elaine Norgard, the top 5. Then it's Daniel Martinez, Jeff Green, Tyler Skordensky, Harrison Talon, and Hunter Smith. 24 laps into this one. Still a long way to go. About 67 laps remaining before the checkered flag. Will, we're going to try it again on this restart. Once the pace car goes off, let's see if you can get that boogity boogieing here
yeah,
tonight.
I've had a couple minutes to zone in. I don't think I can do a Darryl Walter, but I can do a generic Southern American accent, I think. So
We'll try it.
we'll give it a fair whack. I'll
We'll
embarrass
whack it.
myself on a live stream. It won't be the first time, so it's fine.
It's all good. We do it all the time. It's part of show
Exactly.
business, buddy. That's what we do. If you can make someone laugh during a broadcast, you've done yourself a good job. As the pace car about to make the way to pit road, let's hand it to William White to get us back on our way.
The 100 car, Jimmy Hacken there, with Dustin Dewar on his outside. He's going to come to the Geico restart zone there. All the times on the 100 cars. He steps on the loud pedal, gets a good restart. Justin Wadsworth's going to just get to the inside there of the 32 car. Dustin Dewar, he's going to fight for second place there. Letting Norgar there in 4th place, looking on the inside there. That Jay Connor in that number 9 machine. See Justin Wadsworth clears for second. Jimmy Hayden still out in the lead.
Good try there, buddy. Jimmy Hayden leads the way over Justin Wadsworth, Dustin Dewar, side by side. Up top, here's Jay Connor, 3 wide.
3 wide.
Wow. Connor to
Oh,
the
no,
outside,
loose.
Norgard to the apron, Dewar
Gonna
up
save
through
it,
the
still 3
middle.
wide.
He's channeling his inner Chad Frankenfield right here. Going Chad wide on the racetrack. Jeff Green coming on the scene as Norgard and Dewar continue to battle now. Dewar gonna fall back. There's his teammate. Jeff Green on the inside. Dan Martinez on the inside of him now. So Dewar going the wrong way. Everyone else working their way forward here on lap number 26. It's been all Jimmy Hayden here so far. His debut has gone the way he's wanted, but still a long way to go as here comes Justin Wadsworth catching up to the rear end of that machine. We'll see if he can get the lead this time. Bailey Mills came back on the racetrack, is just ahead of Jimmy Hayden at this point, so we will be catching some lap traffic. Of course, Mill 3 laps down, about to go 4 this time. but this is not a super speedway race, so they're not limited to only 6 laps down as Hayden cooks it up on the high side. Gonna use Mills as a pick. Wadsworth comes up behind, and here we come to lap number 28, and it's Jimmy Hayden out front.
Yeah, Jimmy Hayden and Dustin Dewar, the only 2 drivers to not pit on that last caution, so he is hugely vulnerable. As you see, the 89, I believe that is spinning. We're still going to remain green as safety car is just out now, the 85.
That is the 85 of
Spinning
Kyle
there.
Simmons. I believe the caution might be Corey Abbott.
Oh yeah, he's in the inside wall there, reversing back onto the track.
Corey Abbott, the latest caution here. Let's take a look on the Robilas photography replay machine and see what happened. RobilasPhoto.com for all your photography needs. We're watching the 21 of Corey Abbott. That's Dustin Dewar up on the high side. Michael Hosick just behind. Dewar comes down about 75 lanes and hits the 21 of Abbott. Abbott does a nice job of locking it down as best as he possibly can, but that will bring out caution number 4 on lap number 29.
Yeah, it seems like Dustin Dewar on the high side there might have just caught a bit of oversteer. We've seen all race long the bottom line has so much more grip, especially.
Let's channel emotion here, Will.
Restarts.
Let's channel emotion here real quick. We're going to talk to Corey Abbott.
Let's talk to Corey Abbott then.
Corey, it's Robert and Will up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
We just saw you go around. What just happened?
I got bodied.
You got bodied.
It certainly looked like it.
It definitely did look like it there, but prior to getting bodied, how'd you feel in that 21 machine?
Well, besides getting loose on the start of the race, I felt like I had it figured out. We were making some headway. We were getting back up there. Yeah, we're gonna have to reset and do it all over again, unfortunately, but we can do it. We'll get it done.
What's your outlook for the rest of the race? Still 60 laps to go. Do you think you can get up there and battle for the win?
I think we can at least get top 10.
Well, we'll let you get back down there. Before you go, actually, any shout-outs you want to give?
All the guys at Abbott Motorsports. Not Jimmy, though. Jimmy wins too much. Not Jimmy.
You're the second person to say that from Abbott Motorsports tonight, by the way.
Yeah, he's kind of like our own Tyler Fody. You know, he just wins too much. I need someone else to win. Gotta thank Six Sigma Sim Racing. Let's see, Ledge. I gotta thank Tinks.gg. I gotta thank you guys for putting it on.
Well,
And David Tooker.
David Tooker taking one for the team tonight. Race control up there and doing a nice job. Best of luck to you, Corey. Hopefully we talk to you at the end of this one.
I hope so. Thanks, guys.
It's Corey Abbott, currently running 23rd after being involved in the latest caution, Will.
Yeah, as we were just seeing, just before that accident happened, Jimmy Hayden was under some serious pressure there from Justin Wadsworth. Him and Dewar were the only drivers to stay out. And it looks to be Jimmy Hayden staying out again. So maybe Jimmy just looking to have more sets of tyres towards the end of the race for a potential green-white checkered, which is definitely not out of the question by any means. So we'll have to wait and see how well that strategy comes into play. But for the time being, it seems like Jimmy Hayden's gone from the hunter to the hunted on his debut.
And I do want to take this chance right here to thank all 200 people watching us live across ERN and Bottom Split over on Twitch here tonight. Shout out to you for joining us for tonight's race. Of course, Jimmy Hayden and Justin Wadsworth out front. Jay Connor, Leighton Norgard, and Jeff Green, the top 5 here. Dan Martinez, Harrison Talon, Hunter Smith, Tyler Skordensky, and Michael Hosick, the top 10. 60 laps to go here, 31 in, 4 cautions already. So the race not necessarily trending the way that we typically do see these iRacing or these ARCA races, but you know, every once in a while we're due for one that maybe just doesn't go the way we expected.
Yeah, I mean, you'll always have. I mean, in all series, from Cup down to ARCA, you'll have these caution fests where drivers are just pushing those limits. Sometimes they overstep those boundaries, they get into each other, they end up facing the wrong way. And, cautions breed cautions, that's the old mantra, You'll have 1 yellow, and then you'll have 2, you'll have 4, you'll have however many by the end of the show. You won't quite know until the checkered flag waves, but hopefully we'll get some long green runs here to really see how this race develops and see who's got that long run pace.
That's exactly it. Next caution, by the way, we're going to try to have a word with the driver of the number 29 machine, Jess Story, to see what his story is here tonight at Charlotte. Maybe he's looking to write a chapter that includes a victory, and I apologize for all the story puns there. Actually, no, I don't, because I made them on purpose. Here we go. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go green this time by with Jimmy Hayden. Once again, the control car, but now Wadsworth going to be side by side with him. We'll see how that outside lane restarts on this upcoming restart. They haven't had the best of them so far, but looking to get a good one here as we get set to go green once again.
Yeah, Jimmy Hayden obviously still on those old tyres that he's had on since the start of the event. So Justin Wadsworth probably looking to take the lead before the end of the first lap, definitely before the end of the second lap of this restart. But I think Jimmy isn't too worried about that for the time being. He's more worried about where he's going to be coming towards lap number 90. But yeah, this sort of strategy variance is just what we look for in these sorts of races, because it means you don't quite know what's going to happen until that checker flag waves.
You're exactly right, Will. Unfortunately, these races are so unpredictable. And the nice thing about the ARCA series is we have so much competition. Unlike some of the upper series and elite, the talent is actually very close here in the ARCA series. Anyone can win on any given night, and we'll see who's going to get that done tonight. Pace cars off. We watch the field as they head for the Geico restart zone. We are back underway. Green flag in the air, and it's Jimmy Hayden on the loud pedal. Ooh, that might be close to a lane change. I believe he had some massive wheel spin right there.
Jake Connor right on his back bumper. Justin Wadsworth is going to get to his outside, and he's probably going to clear him off the turn two. That additional grip that Justin Wadsworth has on those fresh tyres. See, half a tenth clear. Justin Wadsworth on the high side. The 100 of Jimmy Hayden going to try and hold it with the 9 of Jay Connor in tow. But I think Justin Wadsworth, for the first time this season, is going to take the lead of a race as Jimmy Hayden falls back to second place.
Justin Wadsworth on the outside. That's Jimmy Hayden here on the bottom. Like you mentioned, not giving it up. He got a little loose right there. Now going to fall back to position number 2. It was really close on that restart. Hayden did not get a lane change, I believe, due to the wheel spin, and was able to gather it back up. But now the battle on for the lead. Wadsworth, Hayden, here we come to the line.
Absolutely, less than a tenth covering them, even though Wadsworth is on much fresher tyres. Jimmy Hayden still formidable in this battle, still has a ton of pace left in his back pocket. As he gets to the back of top two. He says it, Justin Wadsworth spins around. Jimmy Hayden gets into the back of him. That'll be the 5th caution of the night.
Tally
Jimmy
100, I'm going to think.
Just gets into the back of Justin Wadsworth just a tiny bit.
Wow. Jimmy Hayden in the 100 machine. Yeah, he just kind of sends the 6. He sent them.
He shipped them.
Wow. That is not what I was expecting right there. We'll see how race control rules that one, but I do think that may end up being a tally for Jimmy Hayden, and I would expect him down pit road this time here. Will, he is the only car in the entire field not to come down pit road as of yet, and that would explain his wheel spin on the last restart.
Yeah, definitely not ideal to be involved in incidents on your debut, obviously. Definitely not intentional from Jimmy, but it seems like as they came off into turn 3 and turn number 4. I actually think, was it turn 1 and 2? I've already forgotten. No, it's out of turn 2, actually.
Now, Will, let's go ahead and have a quick word here with Jess Story, driver of the number 29 machine. He's standing by with you.
There's Stories. Me and Robert up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Obviously, been in and around the top 15 kind of the whole race so far. What's your outlook on the rest of the race, obviously, with your 5th caution of the night?
Honestly, I think it's just survive. I mean, and I feel like so far I've done a pretty decent job of it, but we're not quite halfway yet. Anything could happen, so hopefully I can get out of here with a pretty decent finish, if not maybe a top 5. But at this point, I just got to survive.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, with all these cautions, I guess, would you say that restart's probably the most important part of your kind of your repertoire, your toolbox that you have in this race? Obviously, they're your biggest opportunity to make up positions. when we see, runs going on for no longer than 3 or 4, maybe 5 laps.
Yeah, I definitely think restarts are definitely going to be the best opportunities to make up positions. I know I made up a couple positions myself on restarts just because everybody's just kind of tiptoeing through the first 2 corners, and I've just been kind of taking advantage of that. But yeah, definitely restarts are going to be key into getting to the front here if I can.
Absolutely. Well, Robert, you got any questions for our gladiator in the 29 machine?
Yeah, Jess, the Gladiator, I like that. You've worked your way up from 30th here tonight up to position number 12. How do you feel you stack up against these guys? Do you think you can get up there and contend for the win?
We'll see. Like I said, just getting a solid finish and getting some decent points on the board would be a huge plus for me considering our starting position. But we'll see what happens. I do have a lot of confidence in this car, even though I don't quite feel comfortable with it still. So again, we'll just see what happens.
Well, before we let you go, any shout outs you want to give for getting that number 29 machine out on the racetrack?
Big shout out to Carlos Acosta. He has been giving me a cool head to make sure I get through this cleanly. So big shout out to Carlos for that one.
Big shout out to Carlos indeed. I know for a fact that is not an easy job with you, Jess Story. Best of luck to you the rest of the race, my friend.
All right, thank you.
That is Jess Story, driver the number 29 for ARCA Motorsports, currently running there in position number 12. Will, it's been a decent race so far. We've seen a couple cautions, of course, already on caution number 5 here before halfway, but you never know. Robert Smith comes to a stop there on the apron. Not sure why he did that, but it is what it is. As we wait for the white flag, we're just quickly going to hear from our friends over at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
We are back here. It's the We Love to Race. Do you love to race? Let's go racing at Charlotte, 135 here on the Elite Racing Network. That was our friends at Worldwide Technology Raceway in Madison, Illinois. Home to a 1.25 mile oval, 2 mile road course, quarter-mile drag strip, and the state-of-the-art karting facility known as the Kartplex. Check out Worldwide Technology Raceway today. And of course, our other sponsors, Blue Egg Marketing, the marketing department for small businesses, small business owners. Blue Egg is your biggest fan. Mark J. Robilas of RobilasPhoto.com. Check him out for all your photography needs. And of course, the folks at Pit Pass Network, pitpassnetwork.com, your home for all things motorsports, from news to reviews and interviews, pitpassnetwork.com. Out front is Jay Connor alongside the 2000 Busch Series champion Jeff Green on the front row. Leighton Norgard and Dan Martinez make up row number 2. Harrison Dallin, Tyler Skordensky in row number 3. Row 4, Hunter Smith and Michael Hosick with Jaden Racimus and Dylan Javier rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, it's very much been the Jimmy Hayden shop to this point. We've got Jay Connor and Jeff Green up
and
front
he's
for the
29th right now, by the way.
He is 29th, but I don't think he's going to be 29th for very long. I think he's going to be charging through the field, trying to clear his head after that incident with Justin Wadsworth, as we're in the restart zone once again, restarting on lap number 40. Jay Connor gets a very good restart. See, Leighton Norgard's going to follow him on the inside. Jeff Green going to drop momentarily down to position number 3 as Jay Connor, 4 tenths of a second clear in the lead.
Jay Connor out front. That's a Leighton Norgard up to second. Jeff Green in position number 3. Dan Martinez able to clear as it's side by side for 5th. It's Talon on the inside. Skordensky up top as they're going to be side by side. Now Skordensky clears ahead of Talon. Talon going to be under pressure there from Hunter Smith as Javier, Dylan Javier, and Michael Hosick go side by side for 8th and 9th there on the racetrack. We're going to take a quick look back towards the tail of the field as Josh Osborne and Justin Wadsworth go side by side. There's Jimmy Hayden a couple of the front runners from earlier in the race now here towards the tail of the field. Hayden gets blocked by Osborne. He's going to have to work his way forward as you see Andrew Hardcastle get bounced down to the apron. He comes back up to the racetrack as it's Jay Connor still out front here on lap number 42.
Yeah, Leighton Norgard not giving him much breathing room though, still only 2.5 tenths the gap between them. So hopefully if we get a long green run, we can see which of these two gladiators are better on the long run. To see Leighton Norgard really giving it everything on the exit of the corner there in that number 12 machine. See, driving it in pretty deep, getting right to that blue line, helping that right front tire just a little bit, working against that banking just a little bit less. But you see super loose off the corner. Norgard really fighting the car on exit there. So losing about a tenth there in the quad oval. It's just what you have to manage.
Caution once again. It's Mitch Havier going around. That is caution number 6 of the day. I believe Andrew Hardcastle involved once again. Let's take a look and see what happened to Havier. He was 3 wide bottom. Dewar up top. Dustin Haynes in the middle. Oh, actually, no, that was ahead of them. That was Jimmy Hayden. As Havier goes around off of Osborne, how does Hardcastle get involved? Oh, that's how. Let's back that up. Take a gander. Well, that's a terrible look. Here we go. You see Havier go around. Hardcastle goes up around Dixon. Josh Osborne hits the wall up ahead. Here comes Acosta onto this scene. Hardcastle slides through the middle. And that is the 85 machine that gets into the rear end of Andrew Hardcastle. That is Kyle Simmons for Street Limit Racing. Caution number 5 out on the day here. As we approach halfway, it's Connor Norgard, Martinez, Green, and Skordensky out front. Let's see who we can have a quick word with here. Let's talk to Justin Wadsworth, driver of the number 6 machine. He's been running pretty strong here so far tonight, and he's going to be standing by with you, William White.
No, don't let me get that lucky.
Justin Wadsworth, it's Robert and William up in the booth. You got a coffee?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Obviously, you had that incident with Jimmy Hayden there just a handful of laps ago for that 5th caution. Has the focus kind of shifted now? Obviously, you're running up the front, running pretty quickly. Has the focus shifted now to just focusing on getting back up at the front, or is it survival now that you're back in the pack?
You know, a little bit of both, I think. You got to be patient in the back of the field, otherwise I'll just end up in another wreck. Frustrating, you know, you take the lead and then get spun out, but, you know, things happen. But, yeah, just going to try and work my way slowly up to the front, hopefully get a top 10 or a top 5 out of it tonight.
Absolutely. Any questions from you, Robert, for our number 6 driver?
Yeah, Justin, obviously, like Will mentioned, you had the incident with Jimmy Hayden. Are you the kind of driver that just lets things like that go out of your mind, not worry about getting back at the other driver? Or could we see the bumper come into play if Jimmy Hayden gets ahead of you here?
Well, I think it kind of depends, right? You know, there's no point in making enemies when we're running 20th.
Of course.
But if we're, you know, fighting for the lead, you know, it might be a little bit different story. Maybe I'll give him a little less room than I would maybe somebody else. People make mistakes. Doesn't mean I'm not pissed off about it, though. So, yeah, we'll just kind of see how it plays out, right?
Absolutely. And before we let you go, any shout-outs you want to give for putting that number 6 machine out on the racetrack?
Yeah, I want to give a shout-out to my dad. He always kind of crew chiefs for me every race, and you know, I get those frustrating moments just like now. You know, he's kind of there to calm me down, regroup, and then kind of get back after it.
Well, shout out to Dad, and best of luck to you here in the second half of tonight's race.
All right, thanks, guys.
That was Justin Wadsworth, driver of the number 6 machine. Nice to talk to him, Will. We don't often get the chance to talk to a lot of these drivers here that aren't always at the front, but Justin Wadsworth is a driver that's really shown gains over the last couple of seasons, and especially for the start of this one. I think he's a driver that we can expect to see in victory lane at some point in the 2024 A Pit Pass Network ARCA Series.
Yeah, but that's the magic of the ARCA Series, isn't it? We get insights from top to bottom, left and right, all over the field. But as you say, Justin Wadsworth been very formidable in this first part of the season. Obviously been incredibly consistent. No doubt we'll see him in the chase, and I reckon he'll be a good contender for the championship come season's end.
That definitely would not surprise me, Will, as we wait for the lights to go off on the iRacing.com pace car machine. Let's take another look here outside of the top 10 this time. Currently running 11th is Brandon Ultra, followed by the 26 of Caleb Sheets. The 59 of Caleb Pecumer right there in 13th. He's looking focused in that picture. Corey Abbott there in 14th. Trey Holmes 15th with Josh Smith in 16th. Mark Robilis of RobilisPhoto.com in 17th. Connor Thompson of the 16 machine in 18th with Gavin Higgins 19th. And, of course, Justin Wadsworth in position number 20. As the lights are off on the pace car, it is Jay Connor taking the inside lane once again with a Leighton Norgard up top. We'll see who gets a better restart this time as we get set to go green once again here on the 7th restart of the day.
Yeah, we've seen the outside line struggle a little bit on some of these restarts. We'll see if a Leighton Norgard starting second essentially means he's starting third. We'll see how he holds up. I think reaction time will have a lot to do with it, but you can only do so much when you have to do more distance around the racetrack at pretty much full throttle. So we'll have to wait and see how the outside line fares against the inside line, but it seems fairly inside dominant for the time being.
As we did just have a car disappear for a moment, that was Tyler Skordensky in that 06 machine. Looks like he has solidified and is A-OK as we get set to go green this time. Once again, of course, these drivers last came down pit road, most of these guys anyways, on lap 21, so about 26 laps on this set of rubber. We'll see if there's any wheel spin as the pace car makes the turn to pit road. Now we get set to go green. It's Connor, the control car, once again.
He's been the Geico restart zone now, 43 laps to go. It'll be at the line. Jay Connor again with a good restart. Leighton Norgard wrecks fairly fast. We see no one on the inside. Really emerging Daniel Martinez didn't seem to go very well. Leighton Norgard will maintain at P2. It seems like the outside line finally able to get a decent jump on the rest of the field. But Jay Connor, 4/10 of a second clear of a Leighton Norgard now, trying to clear off into the sunset. First time in this race with Daniel Martinez solidly in third position, not giving either of them any breathing room. See further back here, Andrew Hardcastle on the inside, so Frank Foti on the outside of Hardcastle and Acosta in and around the outskirts of the top 25, top 30.
Another close battle here. Hunter Smith, Brandon Ultra. That is for position number 8 now, as Ultra able to take over the 8th spot. Hunter Smith there in 9. Jess Story rounding out the top 10 right now. Taking a look at those guys that we mentioned earlier, were leading the race, then had contact, fell to the rear. That's Justin Wadsworth and Jimmy Hayden as they find themselves 18th and 19th now with 41 laps to go. Hayden to the inside of Wadsworth. That is for position number 18 as Robilis and Higgins just ahead of them here. We're going to jump back towards the front of the field where we have a battle for position number 6. It's Harrison Talon under pressure here from Dylan Javier, another driver that's really come alive here this season. Javier looking for his opportunity to charge towards the top 5 and potentially a shot at victory here. 40 laps to go, and it's Jay Connor out front.
Obviously now under the yellow period. You mentioned Brandon Ultra restarting 11th. He's now up to P7. He has come alive under this restart. He's now top 3 wide with Dylan Haver and Corey Abbott, who's come out of absolutely nowhere. He's going to take about 3 positions in one corner. Corey Abbott into P7, but Brandon Ultra, another one who's just come alive on this restart, gained 3 positions for himself. But absolutely do not count out that 21 car, who is an absolute rocket right now. He's already chasing down Harrison Talon for P number 6 with less than 40 laps to go now.
Watching this gaggle of race cars behind Brandon Ultra, it's Dylan Javier, Hunter Smith, Michael Hosick, as well as Jess Story.
P6.
As you mentioned, Corey Abbott easily passes Harrison Talon. Move him to 6th place on the racetrack. What a drive here by Corey Abbott in the middle stages of this one. Jess Story looking to get by Michael Hosick as well. Javier trying to get by Smith. He bobbles.
Big loose. That's up the inside.
Here comes Hosick sliding up.
There's another yellow.
Caleb Pecumer. Whoa!
Oh! He's upside down, barrel rolling 2-3 times.
His
For
back
the
is
59.
broken. Oh my gosh. What in the world just happened to Caleb Pecumer?
That race car just turned into
Watching
a
the
spaceship.
59 here, gets hooked
tagged
by
by
Gavin
Higgins.
Higgins, slides up the racetrack, hits the wall. Who gets him? Oh,
Rory Collins
Oh my gosh.
flies in like a torpedo.
You know what we have to do here? We have to do this. We're going to ride gyro cam.
Motion sickness warning, I think, for this one.
Absolute motion sickness warning. Caleb Pecumer, I think it knocked those glasses that you see in the picture right off of his face as he gets absolutely nailed by Rory Collins. I don't even see Collins in the shot yet.
There
He's
he is. Just
still
coming
way
into turn
back,
one now.
way back. We're still waiting for the contact. There it is.
He is. Look how high he goes.
Is he the
Just above the
blimp?
catch fence.
Oh my god, Caleb Pecumer. Let's take this at speed though, actually. Make it even better. More cinematic, folks. He believes he can fly. He believes
no
he
longer.
can
He's
touch
proved
the
it.
sky. What a hit for Caleb Pecumer. I want the onboard, actually, from Rory Collins on this incident. So you see Collins here. Wow.
Oof.
Oh,
Huge.
that was a big hit right there. Oh my gosh. I can't believe
Looks
that.
like that's 62 done for the night, I think, as is that 59.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I would say so. Let's see if we could talk to Caleb Pecumer, actually. You think he'll want to talk to us?
If he's physically capable of it, I'm sure.
Let's see
he'd
if we
love
can
to.
get him here. Caleb, it's Robert and Will up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Looked like you were having a decent run out there, but you just got some air miles. Why don't you walk us through what just happened there?
Yeah, man, every race I'm getting better. You know, I'm really new to this. I went into the grass a little bit, which slowed me down a lot, and then I ended up getting rear-ended, so I can't really fault him too much for that. I mean, at the end of the day, my mistake caused that, but yeah, it looks like my car is toast, so.
I would say it was definitely toast. Looked like you cleared the catch fence with that hit from the 62 of Collins. But prior to that, how did you feel out there on the racetrack? And where did you think you realistically would have finished in this race had you not gotten airborne right there?
Man, Robert, I tell you what, dude, I really saw at least a top 15 for me this race. I was feeling good. But it's really unfortunate. I definitely got some hang time there. But yeah, man, it's unfortunate. I think I had a shot at top 10 if I just kept it clean.
I think so as well. And looking ahead to next week, Caleb, we're going to the Charlotte dirt track. What's your outlook for that one?
That's going to be super interesting, man. It's something I have no experience with. So obviously I got a lot of practice that I need to do, and then we'll get in there and we'll give it our best shot. But I got Tyler, you know. Tyler's a great coach. You know, I work with him and we're really close. So hopefully he'll have some tips for me and we'll get through it.
Well, that's the goal indeed. Before we let you go, any shout outs you want to give aside from Tyler Fody, of course?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Mitch. You know, he's the shop foreman. He's our boy. He's out there running. You know, he's doing his best. And I guess I'll give a shout out to Frank as well, Tyler's dad. We're all really close.
Well, best of luck to you next week, Caleb. Hopefully better luck out there on the dirt track.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Robert. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's Caleb Pecumer here, Will. His first interview on the Elite Racing Network, so he was able to take the rookie stripes off after that interview, and hopefully his parachute as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to hear from him. Obviously, he's made some great improvements from his debut to now. Obviously, he was running top 15 majority of the race. I'll be very interested to see, obviously, with Tyler Foote, your Brazilian time Cup Series, whatever, champion in Elite.
Only
You know,
one-time
some
Cup
great-
champion.
Only one?
Only one.
So what, last season was his first cup championship?
That's, yeah. Can you believe that? Tyler Fode,
I don't.
one
Yeah.
cup championship.
Well, he's probably got a bazillion others, I don't know. But yeah, no,
I
he's
think
also
so.
got some great people behind him in the Lake Norman stable, so I don't doubt for a second that we'll see him move further and further towards the front of the ranks in the ARC series towards season's end, so he's definitely one that I'm watching for the rest of the season. Obviously, brilliant performance today, despite the result not being too great.
That's exactly it. I mean, you've seen the gains that Frank Fode's made for the Lake Norman Motorsports team, and of course, Caleb, much the same, is going to be another strong driver. I have to give a shout out. I don't know if you see it right here. Look who's in 5th right now. Justin Wadsworth is back up into position number 5 as the pace car's off. Let's go racing once again. And it's Jay Connor.
Jay Connor going another decent restart. Tyler Skordensky in 2nd for the time being. Looks like Brandon Ultra wants to take that position away from him. Obviously, we've seen Brandon Ultra on these restarts come alive. He will take 2nd place. Here comes Justin Wadsworth for the final podium position. He's in 3rd. Some great resilience being shown from that number 6 car. Despite that early incident with Jimmy Hayden when he was fighting for the lead, he's put his head down, he's focused, and he's back up in 3rd, maybe 4th place. He's fighting Tyler Skordensky for it at the minute. As you see, Andrew Hardcastle in P9, Jimmy Hayden P10. They're all the 3 wide fighting for those final positions there. But Jay Connor almost a second down on the lead, ahead of his KOR Motorsports teammate Brandon Ultra.
This field has had massive shuffles, as that looks a little crazy back there around Caleb Sheets, Michael Hossack, Jess Story, Dave Carpenter, all right there. But just looking in the top 10, Brandon Ultra up to 3rd, just actually Wadsworth now to 3rd. Dixon back up there, Jaden Mercedes, Jimmy Hayden, Andrew Hardcastle, Dustin Haynes in the top 10 as well. Haven't talked about him much at all tonight. The Canadian driver of the number 3 machine for Street Limit Racing in position number 10.
Yeah, Dustin Haynes living proof that keeping your nose clean has been the name of the game so far. This race defending hard there from Leighton Norgard, trying to keep that top 10 for the time being. We've seen massive shuffles. Tyler Skordensky up to 2nd. He might not be 2nd on pace, but he's 2nd on the racetrack right now. That is all that matters. Dustin
Absolutely.
chasing him down. But it's keeping the nose clean. We haven't seen Tyler Skordensky involved in any issues so far tonight. Jay Connor's largely kept his nose clean, and he's leading this thing by a pretty decent margin. As you see, Jimmy Hayden on the inside there of Jaden Racimus there, I believe that is, for 7th place.
That is indeed Jaden Mercedes up to the 8th spot now, just behind Jimmy Hayden, just behind Tyler Dixon. This driver right here, Will, I know you haven't been around as much as Jaden. I believe Jaden's been around a little bit longer than you, but the progression that this driver has made is astronomical. He was barely able to make races before, barely able to stay on the lead lap, usually 2-3 laps down in races. Now he's running in the top 10, not just here in the Pit Pass Network ARCA series, but also in the truck and any other racing that he does. So Jaden Mercedes has made massive gains, and he's going to be a driver to continue to work up and continue that upward trend. So watch for Jaden Mercedes to eventually be a contender for victories here in the Elite Racing League. Is just ahead of him here. Jimmy Hayden back into the top 5.
Yeah, Jimmy not giving up one bit in that number 100 car. Obviously involved in an incident earlier on in the pole sitter. Now sitting in 5th place with 27 laps to go here. So definitely still time for Jimmy to get revenge on himself, I guess, for that incident with Justin Wadsworth and try and draw back that lead. And see Tyler Skordensky up in the wall. No, that's not Tyler Skordensky.
Dan Martinez.
Daniel Martinez.
Dan Martinez. Here's Connor Thompson on the apron.
Taking evasive action. They all get around him. Daniel Martinez's car definitely not in a good way though, as he's gonna maybe.
I think he was trying to get to the pits, not able to get there.
I think his front left's a bit out of whack there. I can't quite tell. It definitely looks to be
something's
some
broken.
Damage on that 83 car.
Unfortunate for Dan Martinez. he's going to have to pull into pit road this time as we take a look back up at the front. It's Jake Connor, Justin Wadsworth, Tyler Skordensky, Jimmy Hayden, and Hunter Smith. Is Smith all over the rear end of Hayden here. That's a battle for position number 4 on the racetrack.
Yeah, Jimmy Hayden obviously flying now. He's got past Anthony Smith.
Look at the
position
sparks.
number 4. Kendall not a player doing his best Back to the Future impression, but I think he's okay for the time being. As we see, Leighton Norgon and Jesse Racines fighting for 9th and 10th position respectively. Also, Gavin Higgins on the inside of Andrew Hardcastle there. Daniel Martinez brings it down to the pit lane as Jay Connor still in the lead. Justin Wadsworth in second place.
Racines in the wall.
Racines in the wall there as he dropping positions hand over fist, but he's staying in it down to 14th. So Caleb Sheets on the inside there of Andrew Hardcastle. That should fight for 15th place on the racetrack. We see Tyler Skordensky all over the back of Jimmy Hayden. Jimmy Hayden now up to 3rd place. He has had a massive resurgence up the field in this last restart as we're starting to get a bit of a long run going here.
As you are probably going to jinx it, I'd expect a caution in the next lap now. As you said, we're getting a long green flag run. That never usually works out when the announcer mentions that. As Hosik under pressure from Higgins here. Look who's about to work his way towards the top 10. It's Mark Robilis, driver of the number 99 blank coin machine. Don't even know if we're allowed to mention. Oh,
Hosak's in the wall. Hosak sideways.
Michael, we're not at the dirt track yet. This is not the dirt track at Charlotte. As he was sideways. Oh, he almost got hit right there by Dylan Haythier as we watch Corey Abbott to the inside of Skordensky. Move Corey Abbott back to the top 5. This driver battling for the points lead is Abbott. Now finds himself in position number 5, chasing down Hunter Smith, chasing down Jimmy Hayden, Justin Wadsworth, and Jake Connor. The top 3. 0.7 of a second separate Wadsworth and Connor. Another second back to Hayden here as we're going to face 20 to go next time by.
Yeah, we see Justin Wadsworth just ever so slightly chipping into that deficit behind Jay Connor. Jay Connor consistent as ever, but Justin Wadsworth seems to just have that slight edge on the long run. You see on that scoring tower. He's not blitzing, he's not setting the time sheets alight, but he's doing just enough to chip into that gap, keep the pressure on, and in 20 laps, he could definitely have it, but who got a caution out? Harrison Talon's in the wall, in the number 1 car.
Harry T goes for a scary ride as we have caution number 7, I believe. It's the one machine of Harrison Talon. Watching him up top, he took some Red Bull, felt like he had wings and ran over the 19 of Jaden Racines. That's going to bring out caution number 7 on the day. And it's caution number 8 on the day. And it's Harrison Talon. Unfortunate there, Will, as we are 20 to go. Last time our leader pit was lap 21. Second place last pit on 36. Meanwhile, Hayden and Abbott on 54. Do we expect all these drivers to come down and get on the same strategy here, Will? I would think so.
I would think so too. I think the only variance you're going to see is whether some of these guys choose to take maybe 2 tires and take a bit of a gamble. Maybe looking for some track position, as I think it's definitely a viable strategy. This is kind of the point in the race, less than 20 laps to go. People are going to start getting more and more racy. Cautions become more and more likely. I think track position is definitely the name of the game at the minute, so you could see some guys, maybe a Leighton Norgard in 6th place and, on back, maybe taking 2 tires, maybe taking just a splash and dash. But we can see Jay Connor pitting, Wadsworth goes
Everyone
down.
Down.
Everyone is coming down. We'll just have to see how many tires they take, if any at all. That'll be the main variance point in the strategy at this point in the race.
Well, as they come down pit road, we're going to take our final pit stop here, Will. When we come back, we'll have the finish to the We Love to Race, Do You Love to Race? Let's Go Racing at Charlotte 135 on the Elite Racing Network. Don't go anywhere.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
And we are back here at Charlotte. Justin Wadsworth has won the race off of pit road. Jay Connor second, Jimmy Hayden in third, Corey Abbott and Hunter Smith rounding out the top five, with a Leighton Norgard, Tyler Skwardinsky, Jess Story, Gavin Higgins, and Brandon Ultra rounding out the top 10 with just 17 laps to go, Will.
Yeah, we see Justin Wadsworth is going to benefit massively, you would imagine, from winning the race off of pit road. That inside line has been typically a lot stronger on the restarts, and Jay Connor losing out on the lead means that he now has to contend with the likes of Jimmy Hayden and Hunter Smith on the inside line to try and retain that P2. And we see a pair of Abbott Motorsports teammates there in third and fourth, so they're likely going to be very racy indeed, as we see Justin Wadsworth for the second time tonight taking the lead.
Yeah, Wadsworth back out front here. One thing to watch as the lights go off in the iRacing.com pace car is Jimmy Hayden now going to be lining up behind Justin Wadsworth once again on the inside lane when we go green with 15 to go. We'll see what happens here. Of course, they do have history from earlier in the event, but I don't really expect anything to light back up here. If it was reversed, maybe we might see the bumper come into play from Justin Wadsworth.
Yeah, I mean, there's two very gentlemanly drivers. They've gained a reputation for not really, being overly aggressive. They are very much, let go. It happens. Mistake happens. Jimmy Hayden, obviously a hard racer. He didn't mean anything by it. He's not going to ever really wreck anyone intentionally, especially so early on in a race. It's just not really worth it. So I have no doubt that Wadsworth and Hayden, they'll put it behind them, they'll race each other respectfully as they have done up to this point. Hopefully we'll see some good fighting for the lead.
As we get set to go this time, the pace car gonna make that turn down pit road and set us free once again with 15 laps to go. Wadsworth, the control car on the inside. Then it's Connor on his outside and a pair of Abbott Motorsports teammates in third and fourth. Hayden on the inside, Abbott on the outside as we head for the Geico restart zone. We are green flag racing once again here at Charlotte.
A good jump for Justin Wadsworth, but Jay Connor has done very well to retain P2 on the outside lane there. It means he's going to have a slight run on Justin Wadsworth coming out of turn 2, just a tenth of a second between them. We'll
Yellow flag, Brandon Ultra.
Oh, massive wreck behind them. Caleb
Sheets involved. The 57 of Dylan Havier. Just unfortunate, these drivers not knowing how to stay green here tonight. Let's take a look and see what just happened. Ultra was involved. We'll see if it started around him or oh, it was him. He just goes around, and then multiple other drivers just come together. Sheets and Javier get involved. Acosta able to avoid that one. Looks like just 3 cars involved, but unfortunate there for these drivers to have yet another incident here. 9 cautions on the day. We don't typically have this many cautions in the Pit Pass Network ARCA series. Usually about 4 or 5 total in a race. Doubled tonight. Not sure what's gotten into the drivers. Maybe it's the car track combination as well here, Will. Of course, a little bit looser. Lots of power. Little downforce in this Gen 4 car tonight, as that's what these drivers are driving, of course. But on that last restart, Will, I want to take another look at it. It was a great restart by Jay Connor, able to get going up on the high side. We're going to watch from high above. Pace car goes off. The field works their way towards the Geico restart zone. The control car, Wadsworth in the 6 on the inside. That is Jay Connor on the outside. Doesn't get as great of a start as Wadsworth, but able to get the jump, get down to the inside, pull a little bit from Wadsworth. Nearly gets up to him when the caution comes out. So great start there for the 9 of Jay Connor. We'll see if he's potentially able to get an even better restart this time and get up there and battle for that race win with Justin Wadsworth. But gotta look and see some really fast Abbott Motorsports drivers up here in the top 5. Do we want to have a quick word with Jimmy Hayden? He's been very quick so far. Now finds himself in position number 3 after battling back from an earlier incident.
I think I'd love to hear from Jimmy Hayden. I want to see what's going on inside his head at the moment.
We'll go ahead and pull up Jimmy Hayden. He's going to be standing by with William White.
Jimmy, it's me and Robert in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
Going good, obviously. You know, you've kind of powered back off that incident with Justin Wadsworth. You're now up to 3rd, 2nd on the inside on the restart. How important has it been to just kind of keep your head down, kind of brush that incident aside and just focus on getting back up to the front as quickly as you can while keeping your nose clean at the same time tonight?
I mean, you said it. That's the name of the game. I, unfortunately took Justin out, but thankfully, he and I both got back to the front. But yeah, no, it's been a game of just running as hard as I can without, wrecking. And so far, so good. Hopefully, we get a couple green flag laps and I can get by these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, you got the pole by a pretty significant margin. You've had race-winning pace pretty much all race long. Obviously, it's only going to be 11 laps to go when you go green. Not a massive amount of time, but certainly enough to get to the lead. What do you think needs to happen for you on your end for you to be able to take the win tonight on your debut?
Oh man, just stay green. I need time to get around these guys. If we keep wrecking before turn 1, it's can't be done. But no, I'm just gonna race these guys as hard as I can and try not to wreck Justin again and have some fun.
Absolutely. Well, Robert, you got any questions for our numero uno hundo?
Yeah, obviously Will pretty much covered everything there, so I'm just gonna ask the question. Any shout outs you want to give for helping put the 100 machine on the racetrack here tonight, Jimmy?
I can't remember his name. I had to message some guy. His name, Robert?
Oh, I know that guy. Yeah.
Robert Mountain. Yeah, he
met
got
him
me
before.
in there last minute, and looking forward to getting this thing done. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks, Robert. Thanks all you guys for putting this together. Hopefully, can do it for you guys.
Well, best of luck to you here, Jimmy. Restart going to come with about 10 laps to go. We'll see what you can do to park that 100 machine in victory lane here tonight. Best of luck.
Thanks, buddy.
Jimmy Hayden, position 3 right now on debut in the Elite Racing League, driving a very strong race in that 100 machine, Will.
Yeah, absolutely. He's shown some great resilience, as has Justin Wadsworth. Obviously, can't speak highly enough of him. These 2 drivers, they had their incident, they've brushed it off, they've put their head down, and they've hit that gas pedal like no tomorrow, and they find themselves up at the front when it matters. 10 laps to go on this restart, and they're going to give it absolutely everything to see that checkered flag first tonight.
as we head down the back straightaway here. We're going to go green this time by pace car going to make that turn when we head for turn 3 and 4 this time. It's once again Justin Wadsworth on the inside, the control car. Jay Connor on his outside. Row 2, Jimmy Hayden, Corey Abbott. Row 3, Hunter Smith, Leighton Norgard with Jess Story, Tyler Skwardensky, Gavin Higgins, and Jeff Green rounding out the top 10 as we head for the start-finish line this time. The pace car gearing up to work his way to pit road. As here we go. Let's see, is this the final restart, Will, or do we get another yellow?
I'm anticipating a green-white checker personally. I don't think we're going to quite go green from this point onwards. I think this is the point where you're going to see these guys get at their most racy. As we get into the restart zone now, Justin Wadsworth steps on it. Jay Connor didn't quite get as good a restart as he did last time. He's got Jimmy Hayden on his inside. And they're wrecking at the start-finish line. 10th caution of the night.
Oh my gosh.
In it.
All of Fody's boys just got involved in that one, I do believe. That's just unfortunate right there, Will.
Yeah.
Take a look at that one. See,
up, maybe.
I'm not sure exactly where this one kicks off. Oh, well, I would say it's right there. I would say it's right there around the Dave Carpenter machine. The 71.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Osborne gets into him. Foti involved.
Andrew McCall, Harrison Talon, Carlos Acosta
gets tagged.
The 85 machine of Kyle Simmons in there. I believe Bailey Mills was also involved. Mitch Havier, Connor Thompson, Jaden Racimus also involved. Jimmy Hayden was able to clear Jay Connor before that caution flag, though. Just so you are aware, Will, we'll watch the restart once again just to see the pass from Hayden on Connor to work his way to position number 2 as we're under caution number 10 here so far tonight. Unfortunate that we have had so many cautions, but once again, thanks to all of you for joining us here tonight. Of course, join us tomorrow night for the Belly Up Sports Cup Series live from Homestead Miami Speedway. I believe that one gets underway about 8:30 Eastern time here on the Elite Racing Network. Dave Huckleberry, Gerald Campbell, as well as David Westergreen going to be bringing you all that action. So be sure to tune in for that. And you know what? We're going to sneak another caution break in here and see potentially if we could talk to someone after we hear from our friends at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
And we are back here at Charlotte. We're going to have a word here with Kendall Noah Player. Kendall, it's Robert up in the booth. You get a copy. We got you currently running towards the tail of the field, position 27. Why don't you walk us through your race so far, some of the stuff you've had to deal with, and maybe if you think you can get up into the top 20 here with less than 10 to go.
Well, I just took my last set of tires. I think we've been pacing most of the race, so it won't matter too much, but the checkups on the restart are really bad. So I try to lay off the guy in front of me, but hopefully we can get a little run here. Maybe my tires will be a little bit better being fresh than the guys in front of me, and I can get up there. Would have been nice if we would have had that long run right after halfway, because a couple of us had pitted. That's when I took my first set of tires, is that yellow, like at 43 or whatever, because we could have made it from there, and I topped off on 1 to go, so it would have been nice to run that out, but can't catch a break these days, I guess.
Unfortunately, but I do have to ask, looking ahead to next week, Kendall, we're going to get dirty at the Charlotte Dirt Track. What's your outlook for that race? Do you think maybe you can battle for the win?
I will probably be upside down somewhere before halfway in that. So, not looking too good for me there.
Well, as long as you give it your all, that's all we ask. Kendall, Noah player, any shout outs you want to give here before we go green once again, hopefully for the final time?
Shout out to Elite and all the sponsors that we got. Thanks for all y'all allowing us to do this. It is fun, even if I suck now. But, you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is indeed, Kendall. Best of luck here. Hopefully no more restart stack-ups.
Yep. Thank y'all.
That's Kendall, Noah player, driver of the 94 machine, Will. He's going to have some work to do to try to get a solid finish here tonight, but lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go green next time by with 5 laps to go.
Yeah, if they weren't racy before, I've said the word racy about 1,000,000 times this race. But I mean, they are just going to give it more and more. They're going to push that envelope just that little bit further every single time they hit that restart zone. They know that their time to make up positions is running out with every caution that happens. You know, Wadsworth and Hayden, obviously they've both surged through the field. They've taken advantage of those restarts, those short runs. We expect them to be fast at the drop of the green flag with 5 to go. But, you know, guys like Brandon Ultra, as we've seen, he's gone back a little bit after being involved in an incident. He's been lightning quick on these restarts. Corey Abbott as well, he's in 4th. Obviously fighting for the championship lead with Jeff Green, who is in 9th himself. There's races within races, as we saw at Daytona. We're seeing it again tonight. There's so many focal points, not least the 2 up front, with a bit of history between them, but also a lot of respect. And you still, even this close to the end, you can't tell who's going to win this thing.
I totally agree with you. Here's the pace car about to make the turn to pit road. We're going to go green once again with 5 laps to go. Pace car is off this time. Already leaning on each other. Wadsworth, Hayden out front as we are green. Green flag displayed once again. Terrible start for Jimmy Hayden.
Dustin Wadsworth, the outside line again. See Jay Connor struggle with his last restart. Massive wheel spin there for the outside line. Jay Connor will take second place momentarily. Him and Jimmy Hayden almost making contact. Hayden refusing to concede. A little bit of a blink there from Jay Connor, but no harm, no foul. Wadsworth blocks the inside. He knows that Jay Connor has to run. Here comes Jimmy Hayden.
No!
Wadsworth around. Wadsworth. Jimmy Hayden takes the lead. There's going to be a yellow. Massive accident.
Just
Story upside down. Hardcastle, Haynes.
Oh my gosh.
Story upside down on his roof.
What in the world?
That is a huge accident with 4 laps to go.
What in the world just happened?
11.
Everybody involved in that one except for Abbott Motorsports drivers Hayden, Abbott, Norgard. They were able to clear. What in the world? Let's take a look and see what just happened. Wadsworth gets sent again.
Safety car number 11. See Connor spitting image of the incident with Hayden. Connor goes around. See someone else got involved there. Jester gets upside down. Harsack almost does. Rabilas, Hardcastle, Haynes, Sheets.
You know what we gotta do here? You know what we gotta do now? Jess Story on board camera. Dizziness warning, folks. We're about to go upside down.
Second flip of the evening.
Oh.
Oof.
Tally just issued to the 9 of Jay Connor for that one. I actually want to ride on board with Jay through that incident here, just to see what exactly happened. We're going to back this up, get a deep run into the corner. He blinks a little bit. We'll see. Yes, we do hop back on board as we ride on here with the 9 of Connor. Yeah, he just stays on the gas, unfortunately. Gets into the back of that 6 and sends him around.
Yeah, it seems like a very similar incident to the incident between Wadsworth and Hayden. Just a misjudgment of speed in the middle of the corner.
See Bailey Mills go for a slide.
Massive wreck. If Justin Moore didn't have bad luck. He'd have no luck at all. As soon as he gets in the lead, someone's in the back of him.
We
Jimmy
were
Hayden
just
does
asked
inherit
for
the lead
Jeff
after that.
Green's on board, so we're going to do that.
Jeff Green make it through this?
He's in position number 7. You see the wreck right there.
He checks up.
Oh,
Ooh.
great job by Jeff Green. I think we have to see on board with Corey Abbott. He would have been just behind this particular incident as it happened. Watching them on the inside there.
Great
He got
awareness to
lucky.
immediately shoot to the very outside, and Jimmy as well.
A Leighton Norgard also seeing that incident. Much easier for him to get by. But let's give an update here on the top 10. Hayden, Abbott, Norgard, Smith, and Skordensky, the top 5. So Tyler back up there. Gavin Higgins, Jeff Green, Tyler Dixon, Mark Rabilis, and Dustin Dewar up here now. Josh Smith, Michael Hosick, Robert Smith, Frank Fody, Dustin Haynes, top 15. Then it's Javier, Dylan Javier, Justin Wadsworth, Carlos Acosta, Kendall Noah Player, up 8 spots since we talked to him, by the way. Josh Osborne round out the top 20. Then Carpenter, McCall, Racimus, Mitch Avier, Brandon Ultra, and Connor Thompson round out the cars on the racetrack. Actually, Bailey Mills back there as well in the 7 machine. Green, white, checkered coming up here. Hunter Smith says he doesn't know how he split that. Well, Hunter, let's take a look and see if we can find out how you split that.
It's on the inside of a Leighton Norgard. That was already limiting the amount of room he has to operate in to try and avoid this wreck. See, this splits the middle between the pair of them. Wow.
That's incredible. That was incredible. Luck?
Luck?
Question mark?
Skill. It could have easily spun on the apron there and killed
And Will,
everyone.
I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong here, is this a natural green, white, checkered, or is this the first of 3?
I believe this is the first of 3. We're on lap 90 currently, so we will restart on lap 91.
So coming to what we hope is the final restart. What we doubt is also the final restart, but we'll see what happens here as we get ready to go green once again. It is Jimmy Hayden on the inside, Corey Abbott up top, Leighton Norgard, Hunter Smith, and Gavin Higgins, the top 5. Actually, Skordensky, the top 5. Just timing and scoring has Higgins ahead due to where they currently are on the racetrack. But this is about to get interesting. We'll see what happens as these drivers battle the heck out of this finish.
Hope to see some fun and games between Jimmy and Corey, their long-time teammates. But we know it's all just mind games. We know they'll give it absolutely 110%. You remember back to the Legacy Phoenix race, Abbott Motorsports got their first ever 1-2, Corey Abbott winning that race over Leighton Norgard. Now they find themselves 1-2-3. That'd be another first for that team. See another first race for Jimmy Hayden, could be his first win in the Pit Pass Network ARCA series. It's the first green white checkered of the night, hopefully the last, as we come to the Geico restart zone to end the 11th portion of the night. Jimmy Hayden with a brilliant reset, Corey Abbott got sleeping. Leighton Norgard already up to second.
And we're wrecking.
They're wrecking barely over the line. That's caution number 12.
Wow. Well, we said we doubted it was the final caution, and well, it was. Somebody's leaving, said they're going to work.
I think that was Mark Rabilis that came over the
Mark Rabilis going to work.
Going to work.
Oh, yeah, Dixon gets run over by Dewar.
Oh, I think. Yeah,
it's all a stack up from Abbott.
He spun the tires just a little bit, and everyone has to react to that. It's an accordion effect. Some guys just don't react in time. Not much they can do, and that's a big one again on a restart. Second green white checker of the evening coming up now.
This is gonna be an interesting one. Who can we talk to here? Let's talk.
In the waiting room.
We did talk to Jess already. Let's have another word with Jess, though.
Yeah, except with
Jess, what's going on?
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Good. You got any tips for these guys to restart without wrecking?
Don't spin the tires. That's pretty much about it.
Good tips. Good
Corey
tips.
really spun him on that last one. Are you injured at all after that last one, Jess? We saw you sliding down on your roof for a couple of seconds there. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm all good. It is what it is.
Yeah. Thankfully, these cars aren't real.
Unfortunately, your night appears to be done here on the asphalt track at Charlotte. What's your outlook for the dirt race next week, Jess? You think you can get up there and sling it with the best of them?
Well, I'm definitely going to need a lot of practice in order to do it. I'm not that great on dirt, but, you know, I wasn't great with Gen 4 cars either, so we'll see. We might have a decent showing. Carlos might actually be of some help with me because when we were racing in 3-Wide Racing League, he was kicking our butts on the dirt track, so he might be able to give me a little bit of some pointers.
Well, before we let you go here, any shout-outs you want to give for the final time here tonight, Jess?
Yeah, shout out to ARCA Motorsports, my team, giving me this opportunity to race here in the ARCA series, and also big thanks to 3Wide TV for sponsoring me. It's been a blast racing for this team once again, and looking forward to future races.
Well, best of luck to you next week at Charlotte. Sorry for your luck tonight. That's Jess Story once again. Let's go ahead and we're going to talk to Tyler Fody. He's not in the car, but he's observing here tonight. Tyler, it's Robert and Will up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
As a champion, Tyler, what's your tips to these guys for getting through a restart without wrecking each other?
Maybe look out the windshield, and you gotta see not just the guy in front of you. You have to be watching the next row or two after that. And like, I don't know, it's been a pretty common thing here. Guys are just like, the green comes out and they just go. They're not like watching what's going on actually in front of them. They're just going on green, it seems like. So I've been trying to let my guys know that we've been pretty good, honestly, with not being the ones to run people over, but we've definitely been run over a few times so far. So that's what's going to happen, though. It's a development series, so I can't be too upset about it. But definitely, I think something everyone could work on a little bit is just kind of anticipating the rows ahead of you.
Absolutely. And who do you got left here? I believe you got the Javiers, and that's about it? Or is Pop still in this
well,
one
too? We were looking a lot better before that. Dixon was doing good. Havers, yeah, Dylan and Mitch were okay. Really, everyone was okay, but my dad and Mitch and Dixon got the brunt of that one. So right now it's Dylan Haver in 13th. We're going to see if he can steal a top 10, but we're all beat up, so see what happens.
Well, Tyler, we'll let you get down there and coach these guys through the restart. Hopefully we go green to the end.
Yes, sir.
Tyler Fody, owner, coach, everything, man, over at Lake Norman Motorsports there, Will.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, he's going to be, obviously a multi-time champion. He's going to be giving some sound advice to his guys at Lake Norman Motorsports, just anticipating those accordion effects on the restarts. It seems to be kind of your main catalyst for these cautions on cautions that we have had tonight. Obviously, we've just had our 12th tonight, which is not ideal for a 90-lapper. I think someone said over the radio, we've spent over half the race actually under yellow flag conditions, which is, we have those fun short run restarts that are always action-packed, but it's never fun to be eye-pacing for this long.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Unfortunate that we've had so many yellows. I'm excited to see what this finish could bring if we do go green to the end. Obviously, you have a couple drivers up here looking for their first career win. Actually, everyone in the top 5 except for Corey Abbott is looking for their first career win here tonight. We'll see. Can one of them get it done?
Absolutely. I let you know God is a winner in the State 2 Sports Truck Series for
first win in ARCA
3A. But yes, you're all right. He has not won an ARCA race yet, and obviously he is up there, hoping to get there in the points fight. He will give it 110% to the very end. Obviously, Corey Abbott looking for his second win, but Jimmy Hayden, debutant, put on an absolute clinic thus far for most of the race.
Actually,
it'll be hard to beat him.
I believe the only driver left in the top 20 with a win in the ARCA series is Corey Abbott. As the pace car's off, let's go green this time and hopefully stay green until the end. Jimmy Hayden, the control car on the inside. He's on the loud pedal.
Good restart.
Corey doesn't sleep as much.
3 wide.
Josh Osborne in the wall. Hopefully we stay green.
Keep it clean.
He's by himself.
He's coming down. They keep it clean.
Good.
It become Abbott Motorsport.
All right, let's get the white here, boys. Come on. White flag, boys. Come on.
Thomas Godetsky looking to the inside of Corey Abbott. Let's see if Corey Abbott can hold it around the outside here of the 065.
Here comes Norgard. White's out. Let's go.
Will end under green flag conditions. Jimmy Hayden.
Only took 4 hours, but we've made it.
Thomas Godetsky still looking for third over Corey Abbott. He will not give this up. Corey Abbott trying to hold strong on the outside. He'll have the momentum off the top of the corner. But Jimmy Hayden less than a mile away from winning his debut race as they wreck behind him.
That's fine. They can wreck all they want. It's Jimmy Hayden out front. Leighton Norgard second. Tyler Skordensky to third. He's sideways as Jimmy Hayden gonna get the victory. Corey Abbott at the line. Top 3 for Abbott Motorsports.
Wow.
Jimmy Hayden, winner on debut. Leighton Norgard second. Corey Abbott third at the line over Tyler Skordensky and Hunter Smith, the top 5. Gavin Higgins, Jeff Green, Dustin Dewar, Josh Smith, and Dylan Javier gets a top 10 for Lake Norman Motorsports. Kendall Noah Player comes home in 11th. Wow.
What a finish. Jimmy Hayden wins his debut race.
That's a night right there for Abbott Motorsports, Will.
First ever 1, 2, 3 for the team.
I think the only other team to do that in Elite, as Corey nearly messes up his burnouts, I believe the only other team to do a 1, 2, 3 in Elite is Pro Edge Racing, winners of 99 victories here in the Elite Racing League. As Jimmy Hayden burns it down, we're going to go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk to Abbott Motorsports.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
And we are back. It's the We Love to Race. Do you love to race? Let's go racing at Charlotte 135. We've just finished up here, and it's Jimmy Hayden, the winner, ahead of Leighton Norgard and Corey Abbott. And Will, we're going to do something a little bit different tonight. We're going to pull all 3 of them into the booth for a round table interview here. Abbott Motorsports drivers, do you got a copy?
Copy.
We don't usually do it this way, but we figure a 1, 2, 3 for the team. We're going to pull you all in here at once. And you know what? Let's start with William White. Will, what's your question here for these boys?
Yeah, well, obviously you guys, you've had dominant spells in other leagues, Downshift Esports, Six Sigma Sim Racing, to name a couple. But in the Elite Racing League, you've always been kind of underdogs. You've never found victory lane that many times. But obviously in ARCA, you've already found it twice this season now. How does it feel after you having your first 1-2 at Legacy Phoenix and now your first ever 1-2-3, which puts you in some pretty elite company of only one of two teams to ever do that? How must that feel? I'll go for Corey first, as he's the team owner, if he's here.
Yeah, you got me. Feels good. You know, when you build your team, it's definitely something you want to see is success. So being able to bring Jimmy in and go 1-for-1 is pretty cool. But to be able to, I think now I lead the points again in ARCA. So, you know, having a 1-2-3 that benefits all of us is really cool. It's really great. And on, you know, just a 1-2-3 in general is cool. So.
Absolutely. Leighton, Jimmy, anything to add?
No, I'm just I see you guys having a lot of fun over here in Elite. I never really dabbled. You guys convinced me because I love this car. Had a lot of fun, and I'm really glad to be part of the team. Man, everybody's been doing awesome.
Jimmy, as the newcomer to Elite, kind of got the order wrong a little bit here at the we love to race, do you love to race? Let's go racing at Charlotte 135. But, you know, he can only improve from here, I guess.
Oh, boy.
I don't think there's much improvement needing after a 100% win percentage, but obviously, how challenging was it from the driver's seat to have to navigate through 12 cautions on the racetrack in just a 90-lap race?
I mean, I could say from my perspective, from bringing one of them out and having to go to the rear, definitely difficult. Was definitely having to balance speed and aggression, and also just keeping my nose clean and being there at the end. So, I know a lot of these guys have had to play a lot of, I don't know, just dodging everybody all race, but it was definitely something. Had a lot of fun though.
And Corey and Elaine for you guys as well.
Yeah, restarts were definitely my weak point, so having 12 of them was a bit of a nightmare for me. Every time I would get into a rhythm, we'd get another yellow, and it wasn't doing me any favors, but this is probably going to be the hardest combo of the season, if I had to guess, so we shouldn't have that problem again.
And Corey?
From my standpoint, it was definitely mentally taxing, to say the least. You know, from the drop of the green flag, it was from 5th to 20th, and then I think I got back to like 12th or 11th, and then had an incident under yellow, so then I went back to 24th, got back up to the top 10, had to pit, had to do it again, and then we did those however many restarts up in the top 5. It was like 5 restarts, and that was probably my worst. The worst part of my race all night was those restarts. Those last 4 or 5, I was not good. I'll be right up front about that. They're pretty bad, but yeah, it was mentally taxing to say the least.
Well, you made it through top 3 for the team here. 1, 2, 3 for the first time ever here in Elite for Abbott Motorsports. But Corey, why don't we start with you? Shout out sponsors. Who do you want to thank?
All the guys at Abbott Motorsports. Jimmy and Elaine ran a good race. Andrew had some tough luck back in the field, but he stuck with it. Will does a great job commentating. All of our sponsors, Six Sigma, Ledge.gg, Tanks.gg, Jimmy Hayden Photography, the man, and you guys, and Tucker. Can't forget about David Tucker.
Absolutely. Leighton, your second place finish here tonight. Who made it happen for you?
I was the one driving, so myself. Corey handled all the sponsors. That's kind of his job as the team leader. So, yeah. Big thanks to Jimmy for coming in and taking the win. That would have been a nice one for me, but, you know, that's kind of what he does.
And Jimmy, why don't you steal the floor now? You stole the win. Steal the floor. Give some shout outs here, buddy.
First, obviously, shout out to my teammates, Corey, Leighton, Andrew. Ran a hell of a race tonight. Appreciate them running me clean. I know we run each other really hard week to week, so it's nice having guys you can run hard with and clean with. So, next, I want to thank you guys. You guys do a great job up in the booth. Robert, especially, appreciate you letting me run the 100 tonight. That's got a number special to me because I've only ever run it once before in a go-kart race after my grandfather passed away. And that was the number that he ran back when he was a kid. And I won with it back then, and glad to be back in victory lane again tonight.
Well, congratulations to the three of you. 1, 2, 3 tonight for Abbott Motorsports. And we look forward to seeing you at the Charlotte Dirt Track next week. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Corey forgot to mention me as his teammate, but it's okay. We'll kick him out of the booth now. Will, final thoughts from you after an eventful night here at Charlotte?
Yeah, I have a million thoughts. I don't know how to articulate any of them. That was another crazy, crazy race. Obviously, being an Abbott Motorsports driver, obviously I've got to try and stay neutral up here, but I can't hide how proud I am of these boys. Obviously, get to a 1, 2, 3 for the first time. Obviously, Corey Abbott kind of leading the charge there in the points. Him and Jeff Green going hammer and tongs at the point of the field there. I think they might be tied on points, maybe 1 point either side of them. I don't actually know for sure. But, from a neutral perspective, this championship fight is super entertaining. It's only going to get better when we close in on that postseason chase. It's not just Corey and Jeff, it's everyone throughout the field fighting for those spots. Super hard, and sometimes it comes to blows, but when you see them side by side, 110%, it is beautiful to watch.
Couldn't agree more. Obviously, tough race tonight for the field. 12 cautions, not what we normally get here in the Pit Pass Network ARCA series, but want to thank all the drivers for sticking it out with us tonight. All of you at home for watching. The sponsors that make it happen: Blue Oak Marketing, Worldwide Technology Raceway, PitPassNetwork.com, Rabila's Photo, and everyone here at the Elite Racing Network, from Dave Huckleberry on down through all the commentators and producers. Couldn't do without them and couldn't do without you. So thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night for the Belly Up Sports Cup Series from Homestead. And of course, we'll be right back here next Tuesday night at the Charlotte Dirt Track. On behalf of William White, I'm Robert Hill Jr. Have a good night, everybody.
Mm-hmm.